you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
You know what it is and what it isn't. Take 5. Now we do have a special edition tonight, this evening, wherever you at. Got 50 days until football, so it's time to bust out some good old take review. Like a lot of people, including the two on the screen there, say a lot of crazy things on the airwaves, right? So we're going to be taking them, judging them, boss, and seeing if these things hold up in the argument of law. But how are we doing this evening, gentlemen? How are we doing?
Solid.
Not too shabby. Ready to see what kind of crazy takes Morgan gets out the airwaves too.
Definitely.
Now, I already heard from Joey. Ian, what you been up to, bro?
Working, studying for some exams. About to be a financial advisor. So just hemming your money.
You taking the CFA?
No, not that. First I gotta take the SIE, I think. The SIE is the first one.
If you entrust this individual with your bank,
hey, your money's gonna grow.
He's from Atlanta. You're looking at a scammer. He may not have the dreadlocks. That's a scammer. Man,
scammer is crazy.
But good luck on your exams, twin.
Appreciate it.
Bring in a bag, what have you.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. Training camp's almost here, but we'll start here because it already did get crazy. And I'm 1v2 pause. I don't have backup here. Not that I need it. But it gets crazy. All right, so there's a take out there talking about Giannis, right? Because going into this 2025 season, 2026, he's not going to have a true point guard on the team. We know Dame Dollar, he's out of there at this point, still in limbo, hurt, whatever. They have no point guard. So the question is, if Giannis, the Greek freak, can run a team's offense as the primary ball handler on that team, on that squad. I personally believe he can. I've seen it. But I'll throw it to these gentlemen here. So for this take review, is this a hot take? Or is it, do y'all believe something different?
Have to go first.
I mean, I think it's clearly a hot take. We've seen this before in the playoffs multiple times.
What year was it?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what the year was. Giannis is going to be Giannis every year in and year out. It's just a matter of fact of if he can actually play winning basketball in the playoffs. And his play style is just, it's not, you can't win like that in the playoffs, especially the way they guard him. They literally just say, we're going to die by everyone else. Giannis, you try and score for 4 people. And he can't do it. No one can do that. Like, you can't ask anyone to do that. And, like, when you guard him that way, you're going to have someone else, take the pressure off Giannis, create open shots for Giannis. Like, they need to make the game easier for Giannis, not make it harder. And this is only going to make it harder for him if they run it through him.
Joey, do you have anything to add here before
I'm in the exact same boat. I think to people like Morgan and Julian, who's not here, to their credit, they're like, that's the best option they have at this point. But also, a lot of this kind of comes down to roster construction, right? We have some pretty solid point guards that are on the market. Morgan's on record saying that he wanted the Bucks to sign Russell Westbrook. Maybe even a Chris Paul. But these guys that are proven initiators and need the ball to succeed, there's not much of a market for those at this point. Tyus Jones signed with the Magic for example, he's a nice little addition. He probably would have helped this Buck squad a little bit. They kind of missed out on Bradley Beal. I think he would have been a nice little shot creator. He's not a, offensive initiator, but he'll at least give you some, scoring punch there. But, are you really going to rely on Are you really going to rely on your point guard being Kevin Porter Jr., as good as he was to end the season last year? They're not, their hands are kind of tied with what they can do. It'll look good in the regular season, but I just don't know how effective it's going to be in the playoffs. Because even before they traded for Drew Holiday and you had the likes of Eric Bledsoe and George Hill running your offense, you need that sort of scoring punch, that offensive initiator from a guard standpoint. And they don't have that. I'm kind of out on this being effective come postseason time.
Now, Joey, let me put a pause and let me put a pin in this really quickly here, because you are a witness to Julian's mistress calling me on my phone, moaning, complaining for no apparent reason whatsoever about stuff that doesn't even have to do with me. That's why I'm mad tonight. That's why I'm mad. And I'm glad you showed your face so I can look at you while you say it. This girl calling my phone. Why?
Bro, I don't know, bro. You need to talk to her. Like,
I need to.
Yes.
Who's hosting this?
Bro, I'm not hosting anything. Y'all are talking about y'all trying to pull up.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see what, Joey? Do you see what I'm saying? He's gonna expect me to be the pimp for the. All right, bro. Let me get it.
This is live on air, bro.
Because this is crazy.
Bro, Mo's cracked.
Crashed out.
Yeah, Mo's just cracked.
Look before I crash out. Like, the dude just.
The only takeaway from this is that Mo's crashed, bro.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's all we can. That's all we can.
Be blowing my cat for absolutely.
Mistress is crazy too. That was an insane one. I'm not gonna lie. That
What
was.
are you talking about? Like,
Mistress.
calling my phone. Why? Like, I don't get it. Like, anywho, let me just go ahead and boil this up real quick. Though. First and foremost, there's nobody on this podcast that can point to a playoff series in which Giannis, as the primary ball handler, failed to meet the expectations of an all-NBA first-team Hall of Fame player. That's never happened. Right?
He's not going to win.
Oh, okay. How many times has LeBron James lost?
A lot.
Hey, a lot. Like, just because you're not winning championships each and every year does not mean that you cannot be the primary ball handler of an offense, run a team's offense. Giannis Antetokounmpo, as a primary ball handler going into next season, will lead a high 40s, low 50s team. That's going to happen, right? That's not what failure looks like as at that position of your offense. That's not what it looks like. Now, let's talk about Giannis really quickly. Giannis at 23 and Giannis at 31, 32, they are two completely different players. We can't sit here and call that the same player. If we want to talk about the past, you see what I'm saying?
Morgan.
I'm not going to hold any weight here.
He won MVP.
Excuse
at
me.
that time.
Excuse me.
He was winning MVPs, bro.
At 22.
No, bro. At that time, he was getting.
I know. So, anywho, now, Giannis today is a much more refined basketball player than he once was a decade ago. Julian,
are we talking about a decade?
I'm just using that as an example. He's a much more refined basketball player than he once was. We need to judge him by the Giannis of today, not yesterday. That's my only point for this.
Is he a much better player? Is he a much better player than he was when it didn't work with him as the primary ball handler?
He's not much better. He was an MVP.
He's not much better.
Okay. Then when he was the MVP, bro, he was the MVP. Then he is right, bro.
What?
He
at 22?
It's not when he was 22.
No, not 22.
Okay.
We're talking about when.
Okay.
Are you talking about year 22?
No.
Like
what? What? No. Stay with me, please.
Why are we talking about age 22?
I'm just saying that he's a much better
I
player
understand
than
what
when
you're
he
saying,
entered
and
the
I get
league.
the point
That
you're
is
trying to
all that
make,
I'm
but I'm
saying.
just saying the point is irrelevant. Like we
The
don't care
point is
about we
very
don't care
relevant.
about
He's a
Giannis
much
at
more
22 years
refined
old.
basketball player
But
than he
that's
once
fake.
was. That's the only point I'm trying to make. I can't even get through the tape. Like that's the only
Because the take is fire.
tweet.
That's
Your
why you
take is
can't get through it.
I'm gonna mention something else too. You brought up the LeBron thing. LeBron lost many times, right? LeBron has a lot more skilled offensive repertoire than Giannis does. LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer. Does he just like drive to the basket for a majority? Okay, yes, but he still can shoot. He still can get his own shot. He can still make plays for others.
We're getting
Like,
lost.
Heavy on the plays for others, bro. I don't think Giannis is that guy.
We're getting lost here.
And Giannis he's a good facilitator. It's just
Yeah.
it's easy to
Giannis-
cut him off as the head of the snake when he has the ball at the top of the key. That's the only problem.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is a 7-foot guard. Okay, no, he is not LeBron James. I understand that. However, he can see over any defense. He makes the correct reads at this point of his career, right? And he can facilitate out of the high post area. He has that in his capabilities. Joey brought up a great point about roster construction. However, with any player, you can collapse the defense on them, making it difficult to facilitate and run offense if you do not have threats around them. We've seen that with many a player, even players that are not like Giannis, a Giannis archetype, right? We have seen that. So they're going to have to mix it up with the X's and O's for sure. However, at the end of the day, we're still looking at high 40s, low 50s. We're going to get into the playoffs. And if the matchup presents itself, because the East is getting a little bit tougher, there's some teams that are growing up before our very eyes. If the matchup presents itself, he is going to lose in the second round, just like Joel Embiid.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Excuse me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Does that mean that he cannot be the head of the snake to run the team's offense? Really?
That's not successful, bro. Being able to win 40, 50 games and losing in the first round, that's not being able to run a successful offense, bro. That's just being honest. Like if he loses in the first round, that's just him being him.
So that means he can't run an offense. That's what we're going with.
Bro, what are we doing here? What? I don't understand. Like
you just got here. That's why you don't understand. So you need to keep quiet. Let me ask the question again. That means that you cannot run the offense, winning for over half of the season, and then going into the playoffs and winning a series. That means you suck. You can't run the offense. You have to take the ball out your hand.
Is there a difference between running an offense and then winning games? Is he gonna win games running the offense? I'm confused.
He'll win games. He'll win games.
I'm talking about in the playoffs when it really matters, bro. Like I don't care about the regular season.
Absolutely. If the matchup presents itself, he will win games as the primary.
What matchups, bro?
Yeah, there we go. They just don't have a good team. Yeah, they don't have a good team.
I mean,
so basically, if the matchups don't present itself, then he's not going to win. He's not going to win games when it matters most. I like the way that you also had said that you provided a nice little scheme, right? You drive into the basket, everybody collapses on you in the paint, makes it difficult for even the better playmakers to get a pass off to these shooters, right? That is how Giannis has lost playoff games, playoff series in his career. He lost in 2019. He lost in 2020. He's lost in any other, like even when they won in 2021, right? And they played the Hawks, right? Morgan probably remembers this very well because it's the furthest that the Hawks have gotten in recent memory, right? Charles Barkley is probably on air saying that the Milwaukee Bucks are the dumbest championship level team, right? Does everybody remember that take? Because they were running Giannis as the primary initiator when you have a Jrue Holiday, when you have a Chris Middleton, when they're hot, right? You just traded away at that point Eric Bledsoe and George Hill for a nice, spry Jrue Holiday, who's taken the league by storm. One of the best perimeter defenders, if not the best perimeter defender in the league. Great initiator, right? Can shoot a little bit. All right. Why are we not putting the ball in his hand? We trade Jrue Holiday away for Damian Lillard, an all-star point guard, one of the best shooters of all time. Why are we not putting the ball in his hand? Right? The Bucks are at their best when Giannis is the roll man. That is the only way they're going to win, because at this point, you just have Giannis try to freight train his way. They're going to put up a wall. They're going to collapse on him, and they're going to make it insanely hard for him to find that open man.
If the bar is championship, but again, 2020 rolled ankle, right? We know what happened there. I don't remember 2019. But again, if the bar is championship, can he be a primary ball handler on a championship team? Didn't you just say that we just saw it, Joey?
No, I didn't say we just saw it. I said when they decided to. No, that's what I'm saying. When they did try to use him as the initiator the year that they won, they looked very rough, and that is why Charles Barkley said that they look like the dumbest championship level team, right? And Chris Middleton had to go nuclear. Yes. Giannis had that closeout game 6, right? It was legendary, but he's not the main initiator here. He's not.
Eyes can deceive you. However, the results do not vary. Do they, Joe? Now, if we bring up the wins, if we bring up the playoff series and all of that, it does not back this claim, this notion that he cannot do it. That's my only take about it, right? From what I've seen.
They haven't got out of the first round in 3 years.
And what's happened in the last 3 years?
I'm just saying this is the same thing that's going to happen next year.
Clots, lower back.
Okay, listen. What's going to happen next year? Are they going to rely on Cole Anthony? Is that their move?
Bro, I mean, they've got more tools than they did in the last playoff series. They could have beat the Pacers. They just had.
No, they couldn't.
I mean, they would have beat the Pacers if they had Dame. That's a whole different.
They wouldn't have. We need to stop
this.
The Pacers were an Achilles away from possibly winning the finals. They went to Game 7.
You must not know your history, young man.
Bro,
the year before that, they almost bowed out to Dame alone.
Bro, what? Excuse me?
They almost bowed out to Dame alone the year before.
How many games did that go?
Bro, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It took them to the brink each
almost,
and every time.
Almost.
This year, we had miraculous. We had miraculous.
It doesn't matter how many games
in order to get it over.
What do you mean almost? We can't say they almost did something and it wasn't even close to happening. It was not close. They were not close to beating the Pacers last year. We can't say almost.
Last year, everything was very close.
No, it was. You're saying the games were close. That's like saying the Pacers were close to beating the Celtics.
It was very close. It happens.
Hey, were the Pacers close to beating the Celtics last year without Tyrese?
What? What are you talking about?
Those games all went down to the brink, and they lost the lead in every game.
The Pacers?
Yes.
They did. They should have won that series.
They lost the lead in every game and got swept.
Last year, you're losing me.
Last year,
years ago.
Last year, no.
Oh, years ago? Okay.
Yeah, well, 2 years ago.
Yeah, lost me.
No, I mean, not really. That was last. I'm considering that last season.
2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
But again, I'm staying on my take though, right? We've seen Giannis lead offenses to many playoff victories, to many regular season wins, right? We can't just say that he cannot run the offense. Now, him as the head of the snake, we've seen him in a championship scenario. We have seen that, right? Can he do it with this team as presently constructed? That's a whole different story. I don't know that personally. I really don't.
You know the answer.
I can't sit here and say that, but what I will say, just like I said last year, and most likely the year before that, bet against Giannis at your own peril.
Bro, if you bet against Giannis in the last 3 years,
you're great
every time. They won money every time. They didn't make it out of the first round every single time. What do we bet against Giannis? I like Giannis. Bro, I like him, but what are we talking about? Bet against him at your own peril. They lost a bet every time.
Joe. Bet against Giannis at your own peril. That's a 5-5.
Guess I'll just be rich then.
It's the easiest under I think I've ever had in my life.
That's good. That's good talk. But you are here. I did not know this was the next slide. But anywho, we can get into it though. We can get into it. Let's start with the right panel. Since we had some talk about the Pacers here. Mind you, for our audience here, these takes were all sent in the month of July alone. Actually, yeah. These takes were all sent in the month of July alone. Okay. Kentavious Caldwell Pope, better known as KCP, NBA champion. He got on somebody's podcast and he told us that Tyrese Halliburton, Donovan Mitchell are not superstars. Now, I don't have the video, but he went on to say guys that can't average 28 and 8 are not to be considered superstars on the greatest stage. Okay. Guys who elevate teammates and get wins when it matters. Cannot do that with Donovan Mitchell. And apparently he's 50-50 on Tyrese Halliburton. Okay. So I'm just going to take those two names there first and foremost because I know we have differences in this chat. Take review. Does Kentavious Caldwell Pope have a point about Tyrese Halliburton and Donovan Mitchell when he says a take like this?
Like what he's saying is correct. Like his statement, like you can't win with them when it matters. They're not superstars. I agree with that point, and probably the Donovan Mitchell point to a point. But like with Halliburton, that doesn't make any sense. We just watched him go to the finals, and then the last game without him, they just fell apart. And it was like it's obvious that Halliburton's the engine to that team. Like he initiates all the offense, all the motion. Dude, I mean, Morgan, you're acting like you don't see it every time. Like he creates all these passes. He's one of the best passers in the league. I think he's a really underrated passer. Like he gets everyone involved. Like he's not a ball hog. Like he knows how to get his teammates involved, get them hot. Like I don't think it's a coincidence that like the role players are very like they show up in the moments and like they catch heat. Like he knows how to find them. So like
we can't say that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but yeah, that I don't think what he's saying about Halliburton is crazy. He obviously didn't watch. Yeah, but Halliburton is Batman, if that's what you're saying.
Everyone knows it. If you know ball, you know Hallie is the Batman of that team. Let's be real. Yes, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it.
Let me just say this, and I will throw it back to one of y'all. Pause. Steve Dash on the Mind the Game part, he said that Tyrese Halliburton is one of the greatest players to get off the ball in probably the history of the sport. And I completely agree with you. Like when you go through high school basketball, Coach Phillips, Coach Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Like as a point guard, you never want to have the ball stick. You want to pass it up the court, you know what I mean? Get guys involved. Tyrese Halliburton, he's a great passer in that aspect there. But yeah. Anyone else with takes with this take? Like,
I mean, I'll go, bro. Number one, I think I'll address the KCP superstar point first. I don't agree with the numbers that he said. Like you can't base are you a superstar on a stat. I don't agree with that, but I do agree. I've been saying this for many years. There are way less superstars than y'all want to say. Y'all, we like to say there's 20 superstars in the NBA. That's not true. You know,
no one said 20.
I mean, basically, you got to think some of the guys that you're calling superstars are friends top 20. So it's like, how many can we really have? You know what I'm saying? Like, and to the second part, no, Donovan Mitchell's not a superstar. he's never had playoff success. I've been saying this for many years too. This has been one of my most hated takes because I've been saying this since Utah. I saw Kawhi get him out the paint. I saw, anyone who always came up against got him out the paint. Shout out to him though. He locked up Coco, so he's winning off the court. On the court though, it's not enough. I'm just like I'll leave it at that. Tyrese, He is a superstar, obviously, based on the run we just saw. He had one of the most historic playoff runs that we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And that's not an exaggeration, you know, especially with the way that it ended. I think that just kind of topped it off. Like, it sucked, but I think that we're going to all remember that for a long, long time, you know. We're going to remember the what if he, especially the way he came out, bro. Three in a row, and then just, you know, it ended terribly. But I think he's a superstar based on the run he just had. I hope he heals up from the injury, obviously. You know, we'll see what happens, though.
Wait.
Bro, my definition of a superstar.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Wait. So, if there are not 20 superstars in the league, but Tyrese Halliburton.
I think this is about to get thrown. I'm just gonna.
No. If Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar, there are not 20 superstars in the league. Tyrese Halliburton is a top what player, Julian?
I don't know. I'll have to go down a list, bro.
You don't know. No, I need you to know right now. Now I need you to figure it out. Count on your fingers and toes if you have.
We're gonna have to pull up a list of players for.
No, there's no. I don't need a list. Like,
okay. All right. For example, all right. Listen. Tyrese is better. Tyrese is one of the best point guards in the game. He's better than Trey. Or at least right now, we have to put him over Trey. We have to put him over Trey. Bro.
Yeah, I like Trey. I don't have to do anything.
Look, I said Trey was over him the beginning of this postseason. I did say that. And now after the run, After the run, we have to put him over Trey, bro. He went to the finals.
Julian, I need you to answer my question. Forget the Trey Young. We'll get.
I'm throwing out names. He's better than Trey. He's better than guys like Donovan Mitchell.
If they
all the guys who haven't accomplished anything, he's better than them.
If there are not 20 superstars in the league,
he's a top 20 player for sure. I mean, I don't know. I pull up a list, bro. Joker, obviously a Joker. LeBron's still better than him. Okay, LeBron's still better than him. Anthony Davis is better than him. Joker's better than him. Shai's better than him.
We're at like 6.
That's 5. Who? I'm trying to think. I need more players. Jason Tatum's better than him. It's just hard to come up off the top of my head. JT.
Indeed.
He doesn't play. So it's hard. That's not throat. He doesn't play. He does not play. Bro, we have to. I've told y'all this on the pod. I don't want to hear, or I don't want to really discuss Joel Embiid until he shows me a successful playoff run. Until he shows me he can make it through.
Playoff run. You have to win the championship.
No. You have to just be able to play it out. He can't even play it out, bro. He can't even play a playoff run out. He gets hurt every single playoffs. So we can't rank you at the top of the game if you can't even produce when it matters.
Say that Tyrese Halliburton
average 30.
What? Joel Embiid obviously is Joel Embiid has more skill than almost everyone in the league. He just can't play in the playoffs, so we don't care.
It's the same. Tyrese Halliburton
it's the same with Zion. Tyrese Halliburton. I would rather have Tyrese Halliburton than Joel Embiid.
You see how
I'm not saying, but this is what I'm saying. Though. Okay, Tyrese is better than Joel. Yes, Tyrese is better than Joel because of his availability. I mean, now obviously he tore his Achilles, so we don't know what's going to happen from here.
Joel Embiid what does that even mean?
Playoffs. Ian, you're a Sixers fan. That's why I don't understand how this doesn't this should hit very close to home. No, this should hit very close to home. Your best player, your franchise player, you've been talking about the process since we were in middle school. We're graduated from college, bro. No, God, it's not true. When did he get drafted?
I mean, the process didn't really start till 2019.
The process got started when he got drafted.
2019 is when they say
2019 was the process. 2019 was when Kawhi got you out of the playoffs.
That's hilarious.
The process got started probably when we were in middle school.
It did not, bro. That's when we finally got our good team.
See, this is what I'm saying. We're lying. We're just up here lying now. Okay.
So 2019, meaning the highest echelon that your Philadelphia 76ers have ever been in postseason history. And ever since then, they could just never get back to them.
Hey, we're on
how hard you try.
On the process.
I can't let this go, Julian. No, I can't.
No. Let me finish my point.
He can't be better than the Jimmy Butler.
No. Can I finish my point?
He can't be better than
the process has been going since we were in middle school. We are graduated from college and have jobs.
Julian, he hasn't had any.
We are graduated from college and have jobs, and
hasn't-
Joel Embiid has not played a successful, healthy playoffs. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
It's not all his fault though.
Whose fault is it? Who are we going to blame?
If he had a capable superstar other than Ben Simmons half of his career, he
had
would.
Jimmy Butler. He has Tyrese now.
He had Jimmy Butler for half. He had Jimmy Butler for 30 games.
I don't care. The point is, I don't care.
All right.
Be honest. I'll be honest.
Bro,
I don't
he's
really care.
better than Tyrese Halliburton. There's no one in the league who thinks Tyrese Halliburton.
He is more skilled than Tyrese Halliburton for sure.
No, he's better at everything.
He doesn't play in the playoffs, so I
Halliburton won't play in the playoffs either. So
1 year, yeah, he won't.
Yeah, and he lost all the other years, just like Joel Embiid.
Nah, but I'd like to finish this off though, Julian. Pause. I'd like to
Tyrese Halliburton in the last 2 months. In the last 3 months of our life, Tyrese Halliburton has more playoff moments than Joel Embiid does in his NBA career.
What does that matter?
Actually.
And he has zero finals wins. Zero finals wins.
He tore his Achilles in
He's a loser, bro. And Joel gets hurt all the time. So what's the difference? Why do you care about him getting hurt? But now Joel is hurt all the time.
Because he showed us that he can have success.
What? Bro, Joel has shown us he can have success. It's just he gets hurt.
When?
Bro, he averaged 35 last playoff season.
I don't care. He lost in the first round. You lost in the first round. Bro, when did he show us he can have success?
He's not good enough, bro.
Like I said, I don't care now. That's what I'm saying. I'm done making excuses, so I don't want to rank him. I just don't want to put him on the list. I'm not going to drop him.
Most players.
I'm not going to drop him. His ability is very high, but like, just player for player, bro. Come on, man.
You're the only one. You're the only one who thinks that, though. So you can.
I don't think I am.
He's gonna have to die on this hill. We have to prove it. But by Julian's logic, though, however, he's not better. I mean, Tyrese can't be ranked over Kevin Durant, Devin Booker,
I agree, yeah.
Jimmy Butler, right? Steph Curry, right? Yes. Okay, so we're up to 10 players right now.
Okay.
Do you see where this is going?
Yes. It's getting tight though. That you're pretty much at the end. You're at the end of the league.
It's off top for sure. Like off top. So
I'm just saying, there's really not many more players. Like, who are we gonna put? Yeah,
15 player in your eyes.
It's probably fine. I don't know. Like I said, I have to look at least to be precise.
No, you don't.
I don't know how I can give you a precise number off the top of my head, but yes, those guys that you named are better than him.
You sick in the head, bro.
You're sick in the head. I don't understand what's controversial about that take. He just led the Pacers. The Pacers have not had success.
Pacers through a tattered East to the finals and lost. Yes, I watched it. Joey, all right. What do you think about Kentavious Caldwell Post?
You're fine, bro. I'm sorry.
All right, we've had enough Hallie talk, man. I mean, Morgan will probably bring up the point that like I'm okay that Halliburton is even in these superstar conversations. I'm good with that. He doesn't have to be a bona fide superstar, but I'm okay that he's even in the conversation. I can live with that.
Okay.
I think the way that we talk about Tyrese Halliburton, the reason he's in this conversation is not in the traditional sense, like the ISO heavy player who will get a bucket by any means possible, right? Like most of these superstars are. Right, like a Jokic making the right plays and will give you maybe even 40 on your favorite player. LeBron James, same deal. Kevin Durant, same deal. All these guys that we've been so accustomed to calling superstars, especially as of recently, the Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum's, like all of these guys. He's not that scorer that we probably wish that he was, but I'm okay with saying he's a superstar in the sense that he elevates his teammates. Like Ian said, he's one of the best playmakers in this league. They don't get to the finals without Tyrese Halliburton. He is the bus driver. He is the bus driver. He is Batman. Like he is that. He is that. I'm gonna move on to Donovan Mitchell now.
Okay.
I'm also a notorious Donovan Mitchell hater. Morgan is probably the biggest Donovan Mitchell lover on this pod. I'm gonna tell you what I've observed in this most recent playoff run when the Cavs have had all the opportunities to take over, injuries out of it. I've studied body language just because I've had the pleasure of watching Zach LaVine on my basketball team for the past 6 or 7 years. Donovan Mitchell's body language during that season and when the going gets tough, I don't think he elevates his teammates. I don't think he gets wins when it matters. Like that's not how a superstar moves. That Jazz team that he had that was I think best in the league, at least best in the West, right? They had all, like it was theirs to lose, maybe. Clippers killed them. They lost to the most cursed franchise in the whole league, right?
Wait, killed? Killed. That was 7 games, was it not?
No, it was not. They lost. I'm pretty sure they lost 4 in a row. I think they went up 2-0 and lost 4 in a row.
It's possible. No, that rings a bell. No, that's possible.
Because it was like they went up and then Kawhi had 40 and then he had like 42 and then he got hurt. And then
it wasn't and then Donovan turned his ankle or whatever in the last like final game or something like that. But it was they collapsed. They collapsed. Like, no, they didn't.
But that's all I'm saying. Donovan Mitchell, like, he's not a superstar. He shouldn't be in these conversations. I don't think he elevates his teammates. We get on that. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to the. Wait, go ahead, Morgan.
No, I haven't gotten my takes off just yet. Right.
I'm gonna move over to the Trae Young traction too.
Yeah, sure.
I might surprise some people on this pod.
Okay.
I might surprise Morgan most likely. I don't totally think he's the problem. Yes, like he has a lot of defensive limitations, and I don't think he plays a very mature brand of basketball. All right, that's fine. It is what it is. But not all of this is his fault. I don't think the Hawks have done a very good job of constructing a roster around him like they have until now. They're stuck on that Clint Capella money, right? 22 something a year, right? Does that sound good? Like, I'm not good on that. Like, you gave away John Collins, who for the longest time, was your second best player. Shot over 40% from three. One season, gave him up for I think like Rudy Gay and like 2 second-round picks, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead.
Joey, I really do hate to cut you off, but I need this to be set in stone, right? As we talk about. I wasn't able to get a lot of my takes off for the first panel here, but what you just said spoke volumes to me. John Collins was the second best player. Jonathan Collins was the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young's second best player. You guys wanted to see winning basketball. That's how you judge a superstar. I have seen Trae Young do much more with much less. Much, much less. So when we have these conversations about elevating teammates, who are we elevating? Solomon Hill? Kevin Huerter? Is that what we're doing? I saw them in the conference finals. Does that mean nothing to y'all? Nothing.
No, it means a lot. I mean, I think Trae's a great player. I don't think to build on Joey's point, I don't think that Trae's the problem in Atlanta. Do I think that he's necessarily going to lead them to a championship ever? No. But I do think that I don't even know how to categorize.
I think he's getting a lot of unfair criticism.
Trae's a dog for sure. And I think Atlanta Hawks should try to keep him.
Yeah,
I've been telling you for years.
Yeah, he's
not really Trae's fault. I think Trae should leave. I've been saying that. Yeah. But now you're doing a little bit better, but it just took a long time.
Yeah, Joey, he needs help.
Joey, can you continue with your take, please, sir? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. John Collins. I almost said Jonathan Collins. Shout out Morgan. But the guy who can't really create his own shot. You gave DeAndre Hunter before he's, looking really good in Cleveland, and they signed him to what, a 4-year, $90 million extension?
He definitely
4 years
got that extension. Yeah, I mean,
he definitely got that bag there, right? So, and maybe you guys are Hawks fans outside of Ian. You can speak a little bit better than me on this, but I didn't see the point in giving him that much money. If you're the Atlanta Hawks at the time,
yeah.
It's just a lot of just bad moves and getting very diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. Eventually had to trade him away, and he was playing really lights out on the Cleveland Cavs, and you had to salary dump him for George Niang and Karis LeVert, which, Karis, nice piece, but, George Niang, we can say, hey, like he was part of a bigger plan. But I think he's getting a little bit of an unfair criticism, but I think the spotlight's really on him, and we'll see how he'll perform. I think he's got a very well-equipped team around him. I think the new front office that the Hawks have really put together has made some really compelling moves. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to do this year.
I'm glad you said that, Joey. That was very well spoken about some of the history we've seen from the Atlanta Hawks franchise. Everything you said is very true. Mm-hmm. Joey, I wish I could, but I cannot let the first panel that we spoke about go, right? Because, again, we just called Tyrese Halliburton the superstar. I watched Trae Young. He's 26 years of age currently. That run was in 2021. He was 22 years old, slaying giants with no other all-star, no other champion, no other all-NBA player on his roster. Just because he did not make it to the finals that year does not mean we can turn around, do a 180, and say, oh, so-and-so is better than him. Oh, he's not a superstar because that's egregious. That's absolutely egregious, and y'all.
That's not why. At least for me, I'll speak for myself. That's not why I will say he's not a superstar. Or I won't say he is a superstar. My definition of a superstar has been consistent. I say you need to be able to lead your team to a championship. If you're capable of being the best player on a championship team, I think that you are a superstar. That's my definition. How does that not make sense? I feel like that's a very clear play.
Halliburton was not on a championship team.
What?
He wasn't on a championship team, bro. What are we talking about?
Morgan, be for real.
They went 7 games. They went 7 games with the Thunder.
So there's an asterisk. So you can be close.
Yes, he got hurt.
They went 7 games and he busted his Achilles in the 7th game.
So we can be close. Almost like you were clowning me about.
My issue. No, but listen, no. You said almost when a team won 1 game out of 7. Like
almost is okay.
They won 1 out of 7 games. And
participation is okay.
That's not no. That's not close. I'm talking about a team who was less than 48 minutes away. They were 40 something minutes away from having a chance to hoist the trophy. They were winning the game more than that.
They were
winning the game.
The game was
their best player went down.
Okay, then let's make your take more consistent. Is making the finals enough?
I say if you're capable of being the best player on a championship team.
Julian, but still, you're not hearing me. If you're capable of leading a team to a finals, is that enough?
I guess, but like you have to be competitive. Like I don't care if you lead a team to the finals and you would just get swept. Like you just get swept out, you know? So Jimmy Butler going to the finals and getting stomped out by Jokic. When Jimmy Butler went to 2 finals.
I'm asking you a question. Does that
Jimmy Butler was 100% a superstar when he took them to the finals.
Versus Jokic?
Both.
In both. So he was close in that final.
I'm not saying that, but like, bro, it's Jimmy Butler, bro.
All right, then I'm very confused.
Close enough.
I'm very confused about that. Now, Julian, again, you talk about the injury for Tyrese Halliburton right in. Trae got hurt. See what I'm saying? Like, he got hurt just because it wasn't in the finals. Like, just saying.
I'm just saying also
created his team to the greatest height possible. Donovan Mitchell. Now, this when it matters discussion, y'all all equate that to the playoffs. I get it. It makes sense. It's consistent. I understand that. Donovan Mitchell has led multiple teams to the top of the West. He's led a team to the top of the East. He's gotten into the playoffs, performed at the greatest possible level that he can. We've seen 50 balls, 40 plus. He's one of the greatest playoff scorers in the history of our game. But since he can't get it done, he's not a superstar. What is Carmelo Anthony? Have you lost your mind? Is Carmelo not a superstar?
Of course Carmelo was a superstar.
Then I'm confused.
Bro, Carmelo was capable of being the best player in the championship.
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. It's
about capability. That's what I'm saying.
Joey, do you see why I'm lost? What is the capability? Who is the determinant of that?
Me. That's my criteria. What are we talking about? I'm talking about myself. I'm not speaking for y'all.
The basketball savant.
I'm not speaking for y'all. I'm just saying I'm not speaking for y'all. I'm saying my criteria, right? That's my criteria. So I'm the one who's judging it.
Drugs and alcohol. That's what we okay. Let's get to the left side panel so we can keep moving. Trae Young, right? As the problem, this was an egregious take. He's the reason why we have butts in seats in State Farm, first and foremost, right? But that's beside the point. Problem of the team, I mean, Joey, he hit it on the nail, and I won't speak too much into it, right? I mean, dang, like Clint Capella, dang, like John Collins, dang, really? Solomon Hill, man, I mean, we've had so many guys around this guy. He's never played with another All-Star in his life. Like, it's never happened. So, it's just, if he's the problem, then we got problems. But anywho, I'm just looking forward to the contract that the young man gets. He's going to be one of the most paid in the league. Like, and he deserves it because he's a natural born superstar. But
all right, here's the thing. Sorry, Morgan, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just don't know if I can exactly let this slide. I just don't know if I can. All right. I want to bring up, something that you had said about, I hate to go back on the Hallie stuff, but I want to go back to the point where I said I think Trae's game needs to mature a little bit. Several series, just ill-advised shots, turnover problems, right? Being just straight put on clamps, right?
Who else should be
shooting? And a lot of, I'm going to get to that. A lot of that, I'm going to go to DeJounte Murray, who we like to straddle the fence a little bit on this, right? Like, he was an all-star player coming in. Otherwise, the Hawks would not be giving up, 4 unprotected first-round picks?
I told y'all that was a butt move when it happened.
Right?
That was butt immediately.
So, point being, Morgan, you had said that Halliburton was one of the better off-ball players in the league via Steve Nash, right? Was it off-ball? Yep, exactly.
It's off the ball
and
in a great manner.
So tell me this. Do you think with a guy like DeJounte Murray, an all-star at that point in time, just off his all-star season, coming onto your team, do you really think you gave up 4 first-round picks for a guy to just straight up play defense, or a guy that can, yes, like the idea was he's going to play defense. When Trae Young is off the floor, DeJounte Murray is going to take care of the ball handling duties here, right? So what if DeJounte Murray is rolling and Trae Young is not rolling? Are you going to play Trae Young off ball? He's just not willing to play off ball. He does not have those off ball capabilities that Tyrese Halliburton has. That's why I think his game needs to mature in order for him to take that next step. He needs to be less turnover prone. I'm sure.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, he's got to be a lot less turnover prone. He's got to stop taking those ill-advised shots. And yes, I do understand, as we take a look at all the teammates he's had, right? Who else is supposed to be taking those shots? Morgan has a point here. But yet, he needs to be able to elevate those teammates and get those wins, right? He needs to be playing the game the right way. He needs to be, that smart vet. He needs to have that mature game that's going to be like, all right, let's kind of recoup here, all right, and instilling confidence in that team, and this again, like the magnifying glass is on the Hawks this year with all these moves that they have. Like, hey, like it's warranted that he has that magnifying glass, right? Although I do still think it's a little unfair, but Trae Young also has to rise to the occasion and mature his game for that to happen.
He is nothing like Tyrese Halliburton at all. Like Tyrese Halliburton, you guys get so frustrated with me, by the way, that I judge his basketball game. And I try and give the credit where it's due. But Tyrese Halliburton has been known to shrink in the biggest moments. That has actually happened. I cannot call him unclutch. However, you never know what type of Tyrese Halliburton you're going to get on any given night. He is the type of player to make the safe play. That is not Trae Young. Trae Young is the thread the needle passer. He is the guy that is going to take the biggest shot. He's going to do all of that for his team because, like you mentioned, there is no other All-NBA guy that he can play off of or any other veteran that he can look up to on his roster. That's never occurred. Now, Trae Young playing the right way. He knows when to shoot. He knows when to pass. He leads the league in assists since 2020. That's a real stat. Now, anywho,
straddle that fence, Morgan. Straddle that fence.
When we talk about Trae, when he gets these pieces, I always tear up thinking about it because it's been so long, like if ever, really. Do you know how many? It might be 12 to 13 assists a night, and it might be like 20, 22, something like that. Just straight dime. He's a pass first player. Is what y'all don't get. Like he's had to do it. He's been forced to, right? But we're gonna see that from Trae Young. Can't get it done. I don't know what that's supposed to mean at all. Like this get it done narrative. There are many things that can happen along the course of the championship run. You have to get lucky first and foremost. Like in a Tyrese Halliburton case, you have to be down 3 starters or something like that, right? The Jason Tatum, the ACL, like things have to happen in order for you to make it. So, I mean, hey, if the floodgates open, if we can make it healthy, Jalen Johnson is there, like for sure. But from Trae Young's game standpoint, he has a game that's going to warrant big dollars. But anywho, let's keep it moving, gentlemen. I mean, we got 50 days until football, so we got to get a football take in. That's a 5 o'clock, man. Yeah.
So on this podcast, they were talking about who the better quarterback is. I mean, it's an open-ended question, like who has the better career. You could argue about that. Who would you rather have as your quarterback? I would pick Jalen Hurts.
Really?
I mean, I like winners. If you want to win the game,
is it Sky Blue?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, but if you want to win the game, you pick Jalen Hurts. He might not have the best arm, but he's probably the best dual threat, or probably top 3 dual threat in the league. So like.
Wait, he's a top 3 dual threat in the league?
Is that crazy?
Sure, was that crazy?
It's not crazy, but I just tensed up when you said he was the best. That rubbed me the wrong way.
I mean, he's the only one to beat. The only one to beat Patrick Mahomes, the only one to outplay him twice.
Oh my God.
Lamar Jackson, we see in the playoffs every year, strength in the biggest of moments.
Dude,
Lamar Jackson put you on the screen right now.
Lamar
put
Jackson
you on the screen.
threw the ball to Mark Andrews' chest to tie the game up in the end of the game, and he dropped the ball, bro.
That's fine. He played well in the second half, but he doesn't play a complete game. Jalen Hurts has always
Lamar doesn't have an all-pro supporting cast.
Bro, he has all-pro players on his team. Let's not do this. The year before, we don't even talk about last year.
All-pro tackle. Okay, y'all have to.
We don't have to talk about last year. The year before, Julian, let's just be objective. The year before last year, he had the best.
Let's be objective. They didn't run the ball any times during the game.
I tried.
Not even football, bro. That's not even football. Like they strayed away from football in the biggest moments, and you're going to pin it on the quarterback. They didn't run the ball, bro. They didn't have more than 5 design runs. Justice Hill. They had Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, bro. They had the number 1 rushing attack, and they didn't run the ball.
I agree. It was throw.
So I don't get why we're going to pin it on him now.
But because he's the quarterback. I mean, that's not the only.
Wait. This is not even the conversation. You're pissing me off. Now we're talking about Lamar. You're pissing me off.
Nah,
we need to get into the Lamar Jalen Hurts conversation. They're in 2 different stratospheres. Let's not compare them. Compare them.
I'm just
Lamar
talking.
Jackson, Jalen Hurts will never put together a season like Lamar did last year. That will never happen.
What?
Lamar Jackson had was that a top 5? That was a top 5 to top 10 quarterback performance ever. That was a top 5 to top 10 quarterback season ever. He didn't win MVP.
What does Julian talk about all the time? Playoffs matter the most, right? What?
No.
Right? That's what matters, though, right? The playoffs.
I have a question for you. If you're an Eagles fan, would you trade Jalen for Lamar?
No.
Nah, shit. You're ridiculous, bro.
Why would I trade him for Lamar?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Why would I trade? First of all, I mean, if we're talking about contractually, like Jalen Hurts,
contracts don't matter. Straight up. Straight up.
What do you mean straight up? That's not how that works.
I'm asking.
Obviously Lamar.
If you could just swap quarterbacks, would you?
I mean,
let's not throw your fandom out the window here. Be real with yourself. If you could put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles, bro, Saquon, Goddard, two good receivers,
but
that's not offensive line, bro.
That has nothing to you can't say what ifs, bro. I'm talking about what actually happened. I'm talking about results. Like, I'm not talking about what ifs. You can say that for a lot of quarterbacks. You can say if Jalen Hurts had Jamar Chase and what's it called, or and what's his?
You already have good receivers, bro. You already have top of the line.
No, but okay, but so do a lot of quarterbacks, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, they don't. That's not true.
That is very true. Every good quarterback has
okay, you have a top 5 receiver, okay, as your receiver 1, and then a top 20, top 15 receiver as your 2. So the top 3, a top 5 tight end. That's being fair. A top 5 tight end, the best running back, the best offensive line.
Are you going to penalize someone?
I'm not penalizing him. I'm just being penalizing. It's not penalizing you, bro.
So why does that matter? Why are you bringing that up?
Because we're providing context to why the results are the results. We're providing context to why the results happen that way. What are we talking about, bro? But that's not. If you put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles, you wouldn't lose a game ever. You would never lose a game. You would never lose a game. What? Like, what are we doing?
Bro,
Morgan's grinning from ear to ear at the mention of context.
We can just be honest. Lamar has had better teams than the opponent and has lost multiple times. He's done it. He has.
When?
In the AFC Championship, when he lost to the Chiefs, they had the better team.
They had a better offense.
They had a better defense.
Okay. They had a better defense. Lamar doesn't play defense.
And they had a better offense that year. Statistically, they're the best running. They're the best running team.
What happened? What did they do? What did they do in that?
Hey, it's not my fault the quarterback didn't want an audible. It's not my fault. You don't think Lamar has the power to change the call?
Power to change the call, but if you're not calling any runs, like that's just a ridiculous game.
Gentlemen, hold on. Let me get in here for a second.
What are you talking about? This is ridiculous.
This is not even the tape that we're supposed to be reviewing. This
is why it pissed me off, because we don't why are we even? We're talking about Cam, right? That's one thing. But now we're talking about people who are in the league at the same time. This is happening currently, and it's not even close. Like Lamar and Jalen Hurts is not close. It's not close.
I was just talking about dual threat quarterbacks and how Jalen Hurts is probably the most accomplished.
He's the most accomplished. Cool. The other ones, yes, they haven't won a Super Bowl. So yes,
they haven't been to 2 Super Bowls. They haven't been
on the best team also by far.
The best team, dude. Julian, before the season, you did not believe that. A lot of people did not believe that.
Huh? About your offense. Your offense has always had guys, except for the first year.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I mean,
I guess
we've had a lot of injuries. It's not like we've
yes, there's times where you sputtered. That happens in football. That's football, right? I'm just talking about consistently. You've had a top of the line offense, a top of the line supporting cast for a quarterback. No one could ask for more. Okay. Ever. No one ever could ask for more than this. Ever.
In this context, though, I mean, we talk about Cam Newton throughout his career. Has Cam Newton never had a comparable offense?
No, on everything. No, he didn't have anything close. He had one defense. No. Cam, you put Jalen. Imagine if you had put Jalen on those Panthers, bro.
Dude,
think about Jalen with those weapons. Think about that.
Did
Ted
can
Ginn-
he not have the number one defense in the
He had
league?
an old Ted Ginn, bro. Listen, he had an old Ted Ginn.
Prime get Greg Olson.
Yeah, prime Greg Olsen.
End of your prime. End of your
No,
prime. Greg Olsen.
no,
I'm not
no,
even
no.
knowing if it was end of your prime. Greg Olsen for sure. By that point, for sure. Okay, fine. 5 tight end, garbage receivers. No disrespect to them. Garbage receivers though. A quarterback who's leading your run game. He's the reason why the run game's good. And the offensive line, that's cool. Offensive line, that's cool. No, you have Saquon Barkley, but
we were in the Super Bowl with Miles Sanders. So
wait.
Jalen Hurts made the Super Bowl before Saquon.
Wait.
Let's acknowledge that. Let's acknowledge.
Does he lead? Does he lead the rushing attack?
He makes Saquon even better.
Is he the reason why your rushing attack is super potent? Is he? I'll give him.
Yes.
Part of the reason. Yes. Is he the biggest reason?
I mean, I think we would still be an elite rushing team without Saquon.
You'd be a good rushing team if your offensive line is dominant. I think he's the third biggest reason on your team. Your offensive line, Saquon, and you, and Jalen.
Jalen's second. Behind Saquon, it's him. Like, he's the reason our run game.
This is football. The offensive line always has to be number one.
Has to
be one.
That's it.
We just saw Saquon on the Giants. He couldn't play a season.
I wasn't talking about the offensive. I was. Okay.
The third reason on your team.
Okay. If we're just gonna say that the reason that these players are making these accomplishments because of the people around them, that's stupid because it's football. You need players around you to do good things. Like, you can't win Super Bowl on garbage teams. You think Mahomes has had garbage teams? You think Brady has had garbage teams? I'm confused.
They didn't. Hey, they
Don't
didn't.
Don't do it.
I'm just saying, not all the time. They didn't have teams like this.
Yes, they did.
No,
all
they didn't.
the time.
Yes.
No, they didn't. You're lying.
The Chiefs has the number one defense in the league.
Tom Brady and the Chiefs always had the number one running back in the league.
They had number one,
two top of the line receivers and the best offensive line in the league. We're gonna go with that.
They had the number one defense a lot of the times.
Well, you're talking about a side of the ball they don't play though.
But that matters though, especially in
success. That matters, but that doesn't matter to their performance. Not really. I mean, it plays a factor. Yes, football for sure. But like, let's just compartmentalize. We're talking about offense right now.
All right. What about Andy Reid? We can also talk about the coordinators. We can talk about Travis Kelce. We can talk about
that's a factor in success. I agree, bro. I'm not saying that. But he went on a whole tangent, bro.
Yeah,
Cam Newton is much better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Cam Newton is much better than Jalen.
When it comes down to it in the bigger games, we know who plays better. So,
bro, Cam Newton didn't get the opportunity to even be on the same. He was never in the same moment as Jalen was, right? Like, you can say he was in the Super Bowl, yes, but he was in the Super Bowl versus the number one defense in the league. He was facing DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller as edge rushers with a mediocre offensive line, like average offensive line, and a garbage supporting cast on offense. And he took them to the number one team in the NFC, all the way to the Super Bowl, bro.
That's not the reason they were the number one team. It was because of their defense. He won
the MVP, bro.
Okay.
He was the best player in football. He was the best player in the whole league. What are we doing?
You could say for that year, I'm sure he was. Yeah, he was.
For some years, he was dominant. But that year, yes,
especially. Never did anything. He was dominant and never did anything. What quarterback is dominant and doesn't do anything in the league?
He went to a Super Bowl.
I'm on the NFL, bro.
The NFL, it's harder. It's much harder to win in the NFL. It's way harder to have success in the NFL, team success.
Bro,
there's so many people to depend on in football. Basketball, we can judge players like that. There's 5 players.
Okay, but what matters the most, though? I'm just really confused what matters the most.
Bro, what do you mean what matters the most?
Winning.
I guess, yes. But that's not how we're going to judge players. We can't judge players based only
on. What are you judging it? What are you judging it off of?
I'm judging how good he is.
How good he is at what?
At playing quarterback, bro. They play the same position. It's very easy to compare. You know that Jalen Hurts is not as good as Cam.
Good at what?
I hate Eagles fans. Eagles fans literally piss me off. Eagles fans piss me off so much recently because why? Like, I rocked with Jalen Hurts before you did. Before you, bro. I was supporting Jalen Hurts before you did, and he got drafted to your team. And now it gets thrown. Now we don't have to we can say Jalen Hurts is good and he's a champion, right? He's the type of guy you want on your team. I would love Jalen Hurts as my quarterback. I'm cool with Penix. I'm just saying, it's great to have Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. He's a leader, right? We don't have to compare him at football, his skill level, to a Lamar, to a Patrick Mahomes, to a Joe Burrow, to a Josh Allen, to a Cam Newton. There's levels in football. There's a different level there. There is.
It's a result. What Jalen Hurts does ends in wins. It's not like he's out here just handing the ball off every play.
I'm not saying that he's like a game manager or anything like that. I'm just saying he's on a different level than a Lamar Jackson. If you put Lamar Jackson on the Eagles, it gets fouled. It would get fouled.
It already has gotten fouled. We put up 55 points, and then we demolished the team back to back. It got nasty.
I'm saying it's not. They're not close. They're not close.
Okay, we saw what Steve.
He's not close to Cam Newton. He's not close to Cam Newton. He's not close to Lamar. He's not close to Josh Allen. Steve Spagnuolo couldn't do that to Jalen. He didn't have his guys weren't good enough. This is what we always talk about: Jimmy's and Joel's over X and O's, right?
Good enough. Here we go.
He couldn't do that. Steve Spagnuolo was calling the same shit versus y'all. It didn't work.
It was good enough to beat Josh Allen. Good enough to beat Josh Allen.
Barely, bro. What did they beat them by? A few inches.
Well, he does it every year. He does it every year.
Luck is a part of winning.
I'd say fine. Now, I'm have to agree with Julian in this sense here. Now, and that bias, it's a chemical.
He also knows this. Eagles fans are literally so delusional, bro. They're choosing to be delusional at this point. What are we even talking about? Why are we
watching the film?
No, you don't. On everything, if you're watching film, you wouldn't say this. You wouldn't watch the
championship. He didn't have a bad play that whole game. Super Bowl, you saw the Super Bowl. No, we know how that went.
It wasn't competitive, bro.
No, Super Bowl, he put up 35 points.
What?
He put up 35 points. It was 34.
The Chiefs did not pass half field until the second half of the game.
Jalen Hurts still was throwing.
They didn't pass the 50-yard line in.
What does that have to do with the offense?
What does that have to do with the offense?
If the Chiefs aren't getting any, bro, you got the ball on your first drive where?
I don't know, the 30.
Get the ball on their 40. You got the ball on their 40. What do you mean? What does that matter? Of course that matters. If you have to go 85 yards, it's now tough, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Every drive.
I get it, but that's not how that game was.
That is how the game was. They didn't pass the 50-yard line until the second half.
Ain't no snap.
You want me to look it up right now? It's easy to check. I can check where you started.
You're acting like they punted it to midfield.
Not every time. They turned the ball over multiple times.
Yeah.
That doesn't affect your offense.
Bro, are we talking about short field? Bro, he scored the ball. That's all that mattered. He scored touchdowns. And it did touchdowns and then him holding the MVP trophy. So something that Cam Newton will never touch.
I'll never hate. I mean, he has a regular season MVP. He has a league MVP.
Jalen Hurts wasn't all-pro, second in MVP.
He touched the MVP, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, trophy.
Not act like he's a bum.
Trophy. I mean, okay. I mean, you're acting like Jalen Hurts can't accomplish that.
I don't think Jalen Hurts will ever, at this point, especially, I don't think he's going to get close to getting MVP.
He was just second 2 years.
You got to think, bro. Is Lamar going to get worse? Is Josh Allen going to get worse?
He was second, and they were just in the league 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. That was when Tom Brady was on the Patriots.
No, he was not.
Was he not?
No.
He was? Tom Brady did not win an MVP on the Bucs.
It wasn't Tom Brady. It was Patrick Mahomes, idiot.
Was it? I thought Tom Brady won it over Jalen.
Oh, it was Mahomes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we went to the Super Bowl. Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. Then Patrick, that was what? That still had to be 3 years ago at least.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Whatever.
It's a bad take, Central. We still in Philly though.
Bro, I should tell Deez to pull up for this.
So the take, I don't have the video with it for real. But to take this young man spiel here, this is all in July. He got on air and he said that VJ Edgecombe does not have a bag. Okay, does not have a bag, and he's not fit to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, and while I pull up the stats from Summer League, right, so we know exactly what the context is of the situation, right? Oh, y'all playing right now?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. Do you agree with this take, Ian? That VJ no bag, like?
I mean, I think the kid's a point. Like he's raw. Like you can tell, but he does have a lot of talent. I think. Like he has the makings to be a real superstar in the league. Like he's explosive. You can tell that easily. He can play defense. That's always big, especially as a wing. So I do think he can be a very good piece on a championship team. I don't know about right away. Like he'll definitely probably be on our bench. Probably might not even get a lot of minutes, but maybe next year he could. I think he could contribute to winning, especially on the defensive end.
So, Drew, you watched him play in school, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't care. I didn't even see this video, which is good because I wouldn't have cared anyway. Like, I don't care about what you do in the drill. I've seen him hoop, actually. So, yeah, he can hoop. Like, what are we doing? VJ Edgecombe can hoop. He can play. He's super athletic. He can defend. He can play next year. I don't know if he's going to be in the 6-man rotation, 7-man rotation, but yeah, he can play. I don't know what we're doing here with the video. I haven't seen it, so I don't know how bad it was, but I don't care anyway.
He just got locked up, I think, or something.
Who's guarding him?
I think that's the dude from Spurs. What's his name?
Oh, that's Carter Bryant. I mean, Cooper Flag got locked up by him.
Yeah, he's him.
Got locked up by him.
I'm saying on a possession, bro. Like, he absolutely did. This is one clip. We don't know what happened in this drill or throughout this workout.
Let's see.
Is that Carter Bryant? I can't even tell. It just looks like
That
him.
looks like him. That's why I was wondering. I would assume that I was thinking that was more recent and it was a Sixer. So I was confused who it was. But
yeah, it was recent.
That looks like Carter Bryant for sure.
See, Ian has sent this in, but
I did.
Who else?
Yeah, this is definitely deep into Philly TikTok.
Not even.
Definitely Philly talk. Like, yeah, we're in the comments going down.
It must have been something crazy he said.
People were sick.
Actually, no. Okay, here we go.
Did he not hoop out in the summer league? Didn't he have 30?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
This dude has no
What are we doing?
bro. I'm trying to tell y'all that VJ Edgecombe is just an athletic player right now. He's not fully developed yet for the NBA. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. This man doesn't really have an outside game. He doesn't really have a handle. He heavily relies on athletic ability. And that's not a problem. I'm telling y'all, he needs to expand this shit. This shit is weak as fuck. Weak. Spinning into a double team. Come on now, bro. That's no awareness right there. We got to get better than that. Never spin without knowing where you're going. Come on now, VJ Edgecombe. You're the third pick in the NBA draft.
I mean, I think he's just pointing out regular stuff that rookies like have to go through as growing pains. But like, I think his athleticism will definitely take him like far.
I don't know. He was talking very crazy in this video, like just off of some like pickup basketball scrimmage, like you just doing your reps or whatever the case may be. Like I don't know where bro caught the video, but like, come on, like, and the whole bag. Like,
sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, like when we talk about no bag, like Giannis coming into the league, that's no bag. Like that's what we're talking about at that point. To say VJ Edgecombe, the third player overall in the NBA draft, same one with Flag, Harper, and no bag. You just simply haven't seen the young man play. Like, yes, he's an athletic freak, whatever, what have you. And yes, he is a rookie, but at the end of the day, he has the handle capabilities, right? We've seen him get into the lane. He has a pull-up jump shot, and he was making threes come summer league time, right? So the shot form is getting fluid there, but needs more work like everybody else there. So I don't know if that constitutes as no bag. Like, Now I don't know what a bag is, but that's how I feel about that.
All I'm gonna say though, like if the Sixers are drafted for a bag, wouldn't you just take Ace Bailey? Like regardless of like how much he would fit on your team right now and for the future. Like why do you really need him to like score off the dribble when you supposedly have Paul George coming back, when you have Joel Embiid coming back? Like you just drafted Jared McCain, who was gonna be rookie of the year last year until he got injured. Like I know Ian's cheesing right now, but like I'm just being real. Like, do you really need him to like be a world beater? Like, is that the like? I don't know. Like,
to me, this is just the YN thought process when it comes to watching basketball. This notion of a bag, like, and I hate to reference Mind the Game podcast into like two of these vibes, but like, there are people that have got on Twitter and said that LeBron James does not have a bag. Like, so much so that he's seen it. Like, it is like he leads the league all time in points. So if that's not, having a bag, what does it matter about a bag if you know how to score the basketball, you know how to impact winning at a high level? So it's just like, you're chatting for absolutely no reason off a video. Again, scrimmage in the gym, guys in street clothes. Like I don't understand it, but don't agree. Bad takes all around. But yeah, I got anything else left on this? This is the last slide here. All right. Solid pod. That take 5. Make sure y'all follow us. Coming out Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, 7:30. Right. Just check your notifications. But other than that, we out.